Hello again. This is Grant Bledsoe, and today we are talking about pay as you earn. Pay as you earn is one of the four income-driven repayment options for federal student loan borrowers. This is the third iteration, basically, of income-driven repayment. It's been around since December of 2012, and essentially it improves on the pre-existing income-based repayment by offering lower monthly payments and a limit on interest capitalization. Here's how it works. Your monthly payment, if you qualify for and enter pay-as-you-earn, is based on your adjusted gross income. It's the lower of 10% of your discretionary income or the amount you'd otherwise pay using the standard 10-year repayment plan. Under pay-as-you-earn, discretionary income is calculated as the difference between your adjusted gross income and 150% of the federal poverty line, which is published each year by the Department of Health and Human Services. Note that this is the same way discretionary income is calculated under income-based repayment, but it's different than under income contingent repayment, which is a little bit less borrower-friendly. Here's an example. Let's say you get out of school with $100,000 in federal student loans at a 6% interest rate. You get a great job, and when you enter the workforce, that pays you $50,000 per year, which works out to $41.67 per month. Under the standard 10-year repayment plan, $100,000 in federal student loans at 6% interest would work out to a monthly payment of $1,110 each month. I don't have to tell you that that would be pretty onerous and a little bit more than 25% of your monthly gross income before taxes even. So let's say that you qualify for and enter pay-as-you-earn income-driven repayment. Your discretionary income is going to be the difference between your adjusted gross income and 150% of the federal poverty line in your area. You make $50,000 a year. Assuming that you're single and live in the lower 48, the poverty line is going to be $11,880, 150% of which is $17,820. The difference of your AGI and 150% of the poverty line would be $32,180. Look at that on a monthly basis, you're looking at $2,682, 10% of which is $268.20. So if you compare the two, the standard 10-year repayment plan versus pay-as-you-earn, you could cut your monthly payment from $1,110 a month all the way down to $268.20 just by entering pay-as-you-earn. Just like the other three income-driven repayment options, pay-as-you-earn does have a forgiveness clause where if you have a loan balance remaining after making 20 years of qualifying payments, the federal government will forgive whatever you have left, which is a pretty nice option to have. Just keep in mind that it is considered taxable income. Now, when you go about calculating discretionary income under pay-as-you-earn, if you're married, just keep in mind that your spouse's income is going to be included in that adjusted gross income figure by default if you file your taxes together. You can exclude your spouse's income by filing taxes separately. Sometimes this might be something to look into if your spouse makes significantly more money than you do. Just keep in mind that there are some other tax implications of doing so, such as very low phase-out limits for Roth IRA contributions. The one downside to pay-as-you-earn is that it's a little bit difficult to qualify for. You have to be a new borrower as of October 1st of 2007, and you have to have received a loan disbursement on or after October 1st of 2011. Basically, this cuts eligibility to pay-as-you-earn to the classes of 2012 and later. In addition, you have to have a partial financial hardship. What that means is that the amount that you would pay, your monthly payment under pay-as-you-earn, is less than it would be otherwise using that standard 10-year repayment plan. If it's not, you don't have a partial financial hardship, you wouldn't benefit by entering pay-as-you-earn, and therefore you should just use the standard 10-year plan. Interest capitalization is an often misunderstood component of student loan repayments. Under the standard 10-year repayment plan, a portion of your monthly payment is going to go towards interest, and a portion is going to go toward paying down the principal. If you enter an income-driven repayment, where your monthly payment is significantly less, it's possible that your monthly payment will be lower than the interest that accrues on your loans each month. And if that happens, that amount that you don't pay off, that extra interest amount, accrues and is added alongside the principal balance of your loans. It's not added to the principal balance of your loans unless the interest is capitalized. And under pay as you earn, there's a few triggering events that would cause accrued interest to be capitalized. First, if your income rises to where you no longer have a partial financial hardship, in other words, the amount you'd pay under pay is greater than the amount that you'd pay under the standard 10-year repayment plan, interest will capitalize. If you leave the program, interest will capitalize, or if you forget to recertify your income. Remember, under these income-driven repayment plans, you have to certify your income each year with the federal government. That will also cause interest to capitalize. One of the big benefits and the improvements over income-based repayment is that interest capitalization is limited to 10% of your original balance. So it's not like if you have a whole bunch of accrued interest and then forget to recertify your income, your loan balances are going to double. There is that 10% limit, which is very nice. Pay as you earn also has an interest subsidy. So if you are in the position where your monthly payment is less than the amount of interest that accrues on your loans each month, under pay as you earn, the government will pay that difference on subsidized loans for your first 3 years in the program. After 3 years, they're not going to pay any accrued interest, nor will they pay accrued interest on unsubsidized loans. And this is just like income-based repayment. So that basically does it for our brief introduction of pay as you earn. Be sure to sign up for Above the Canopy and get free access to the Financial Independence Vault. And if you have other questions about student loans, be sure to reach out to me because I'm happy to point you in the right direction.